It's a great day in SimWorld, everybody. Good morning and welcome to SimWorld Today. I'm B-Ron. Alongside me is my co-host, Rick Blaze. Good morning, man. How you doing?
Hey, good people, what's up?
Hey,
It's
yes,
me,
sir.
Rick Blaze. I'm here on the morning time. It's early, but I'm excited, be run happy to be here. Your boy is back. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, man. It's so good to be here with you. Have you joining me here on the show? Let's jump right into our first topic here today. So, look, the Founders region has been looking really, really good lately. Been looking real good. Between the first four teams in that region that are in first through fourth place, Lakeshore, Originators, B City East, and Philadelphia Elite, they have a combined total of 10 losses between the four of them. So the question is, and we saw some talk about it yesterday, articles and all that stuff. You know, who is the favorite, and is the Founders region really the toughest in SimWorld Prep as well? Because for me personally, my favorite as of right now, until proven otherwise, I feel like my favorite is Beast of the East. I have to put my trust in Coach Drayton, the defending champions from last season. I think that they have the defense to stop certain teams like the OGs, like Lakeshore when it comes down to it. So for me, that's my favorite to win that region as of right now with the games we've played so far in the season, where things are, where this currently stand. What about you?
Big Run, this is not going to happen often, so I'm happy to share this moment with you, and we're going to bask in it together. But I actually agree
Absolutely.
with you. Beasts of the East, they are the champs. Let's not forget, they haven't been beat yet, so until the crown comes down, they still hold the crown. I know Originators has the great Cooper flag and their great record.
Hmm.
I know Philadelphia has been on a tear lately, but to me, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And so far, to race to one has happened. No one has beat the man, which is Beast of the East. They have a very deep team, and they have a very good coach. Those two things uh, can take you to the championship and make you a winner. I do like Philadelphia a lot. I do like Originators a lot.
Yeah.
But again, Beast of the East is the cream of the crop when it's all said and done. Right now, to me.
Absolutely, I have to agree with you there too. And look, Coach Drayden can try to downplay it all he wants to, but I don't think you can deny the fact that they're just really talented up and down that lineup. Losi Thomas, Kasim Porter Jr. They have so many kids on that team that can do very different things very well. Of course, Levin Cutler, JoJo Kearney, you can't remember those kids. Like they're so good.
Right.
They're so good,
I
man.
agree.
And
I
then
agree. Top to
what?
bottom, they have the ability to play both ends of the court effectively, offense and defense, and they have an identity and they're not one dimensional. And so again, I think Philadelphia is right there too, as well. But I have to go with BCDs for all the above mentioned reasons for sure.
Definitely. Yeah, I have to agree there. And then the toughest region in small prep, is it really the Founders region? Is it really them, or is it still Southern region? And I guess that depends on, what you consider the toughest region. What kind of cards make
Yeah,
that
I
up, you
mean,
know?
I started the season talking about the Southern region. There may be a little bit of biases there, but they have really good teams. But I mean, when you look at it though, aside from wins and losses, I mean, you have to give it to the Founders region right now. I know the other region, New York region, looking good. They have their teams. Everybody has their teams, well, except for
Mhm. Right.
international. That's a whole nother story. We'll get to that later. But
We'll get there later, yeah.
the Founders region,
Mhm.
just from the top four, that's murderous row. The top four is murderous row. So it has to be the Founders region, man. The Founders region. Hey, shout out to the Founders region. Y'all getting a lot of love early in this show, and I did not
Yeah.
expect to pass out. But hey, here's your flowers, man. Go and take them.
So I'm still not ready. I said it last night. I'm still not ready to give that region as the toughest region yet. And I say that because when I look at her at a region, and I feel like what makes a region tough is not how many good teams are in it necessarily, but what those teams do to each other. And I feel like the Southern region has been beating up on each other a lot. In that region, you really only have one team right now sitting as the clear cut uh dominant team in that region. Everybody else is, fighting for that second,
Hmm?
third, fourth place in that region. So to me, to for me, that says that that region is good. Besides, yeah, like even though Gold Coast 7-2, AT are 6-4, Indies 6-4, and Southeast is 5-4. So like I feel like all of those teams are, in my opinion, they can all compete with each other.
I mean, that's true. But let me ask you a quick question, B-Run. Who's
Yeah.
the lowest team in the Founders region? What team is that? That's in last place
Who's
in the Founders.
got them fives at two and
Uh,
nine.
all right, who's the last place team in the Southern region?
Queen City is 4-8.
You
Four
might.
and six. Sorry, 4-6.
You might have an argument because Queen City would definitely be Gotham five. So top to bottom, Southern region might be
That's
that might
exactly
Southern
why I
region might
said
okay
that.
might be
You
Southern
gotta
region. All
look.
right, I'm
Yeah.
good with that. I'm good with that.
Yeah, yeah, look at other things more than just what they're doing at the top. But anyway, let's keep it moving, shall we? So Isaiah Pope, there's been a lot of talk about him and the season Cascadia is having. You know, they started undefeated and they finally lost a game this past week to Beast of the East. But you know, now they're 9-1 and they're looking really, really good. Is it time for us to consider Coach Isaiah Pope being in that conversation for one of the best coaches in SimWorld Prep with the season he's put together so far for Cascadia? I feel like it's time, man. We gotta start talking about him being in that conversation for me. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, let's take a little trip down memory lane. Why don't you?
Yeah.
This past off season, Cascadia lost their number one guy, which is King Arthur Lattimore. He jettisoned them for Lone Star, and that started a series of events where we thought Cascadia and Isaiah Pope was frankly losing their doggone minds.
Mhm.
So they came in with a lot of question marks. They brought in the ultimate driving machine. We wasn't sure about Kevon Jackson, how he was going to be without Jafet Towns.
Right.
Tyson McGrady hadn't really showed anything. So there was a lot of questions coming in, but
Yeah, there
now
was, absolutely.
they're sitting at almost undefeated. So you took a team that had a bunch of question marks, and now there's few questions. Now the questions is how far can they go in the race to one? You have to look at the coach. You have to give the coach credit for putting those guys in a position to win and play good ball. And they bought into the system that he was selling. And
Mhm.
Isaiah Pope, here's some more flowers for you, good sir. Salute.
Yeah, they've looked really, really good, you know, all season long, and they're so tough to stop because they have so many weapons as far as top tier weapons go for them. They really do, you know, Kevon Jackson, Tyshawn McGrady, Daniel Irvin, Tyree Wells,
Mm-hmm.
even Jason Holbrook
Mm-hmm.
has come in and been a fourth option there for them too. You know, Q Dozier
I
as
thought you were
well.
gonna say another.
Jet,
I thought you were gonna say another
Jetson
Jason name, and I was
Halliday.
going to stop you right there.
Yeah, Jetson Halliday. Yep.
Yeah, Justin Holiday. They have a bunch of guys again. Coach Pope has set a system in place, and those guys, especially those top four guys you mentioned, have been really thriving in that system. So, I mean, I think if you, at this point, if you're not talking about Coach Isaiah Pope as far as like one of the early candidates for Coach of the Year, and what the job that he's doing, then you're just a flat out hater, and I stand on that.
Yeah, abs absolutely agree, and, you know, they lead the league in, top offense, in terms of points per game anyway, 76.8 points per game. That is insane. Next closest, by the way, Yacht Club 76.2, and then, you know, Lakeshore 75.3 in 4th, but, like, they're they're just they're extremely talented and they can put the ball in the basket, man, with the best of them.
And
And,
just to
yeah,
really ice it off, they also featured in a game of the week this week against Originators. So we get to
absolutely.
see what's going on. So we're gonna take this talk. Let me go ahead and can I do this a little bit? Let me
Of
stir it up.
course.
Can I stir it up?
Stir it up,
We're
man,
gonna
yeah.
take this talk. Isaiah Pope against Coast Dodge. I wanna see Cascadia versus Originators. Mano e Hermano. I want to see them go, and I want to see the two coaches battle off. I want to see the supremacy of who's the man or who's not the man right now. I want to see game of the week, Cascadia, Originators. Let's get to it. I'm hyped
Yeah,
up
it's
this morning.
coming up on Tuesday, y'all, 7 PM Eastern. Be ready for it. But look, be also, you gotta be ready for the international side of things as well, because they are trying to get some things going on their end. There are some teams over there that are making a little bit of noise. Oceania is looking real good. They are sitting right now in first place, 6-3. Europe behind them at 6-5. Atlantis at 5-5, and then APAC is at 4-7. One of those teams, is looking really good. The other ones are kind of countering middle of the pack sort of thing. But the question is, those teams have struggled against the American side of SimWorld Prep, if you will. Is there any team in the intercontinental region, Rick Blaze, that has a chance to make some noise in race one? And if so, who is it? I'm gonna kick it to
Absolutely.
you first, and I'll chime in.
I think there's one team, and it's none of the teams that you mentioned, and I think that's Africa. I know their record is what their record is, but I can't say Oceania because they don't believe in defense, especially the top two players. They don't. They do a lot of things, but play defense isn't one of them. You're gonna need defense in the race to one. I
Yes.
can't go with Europe. They're too up and down. I don't know what Europe. When the Europe is good, they're good. When Europe is bad, they're really bad. I can't go with it. I can't go with Atlantis because I just can't go with Atlantis. APEC is like Europe. They're really good. They're really good. When they're bad, they're really bad. If Kyle Newby's having a bad game, the team is going to struggle. So the only team that I can think of that don't need great shooting to win the game and plays defense most of the time is Africa. They don't shoot 14, 15 threes a game anyway, so they don't need great shooting. Inside game is how they play, and tough defense is how they play. I think if there's any team, international team, that has a chance to upset any of these non-international teams, statistically speaking, in my mind, it's Africa because their type of game travels anywhere.
I like that, Rick. I do, but me and y'all talked about it throughout the course of the show so far. I've been watching, and Symbol Europe for me is that pick because I like a lot of what they do offensively, especially. They have a really good style of play offensively, and that's something for me that I like a lot. And they have they have a bunch of height in the paint that's so tough to deal with personally. But let's switch gears. Let's switch gears and let's end the show with some NFL playoff talk, shall we? We saw our Ravens and Texans play over the weekend.
Yeah, man.
Packers and 49ers played a great game the other day as well.
Yeah.
And there's so much talent in the playoffs for a reason, and they haven't disappointed so far. Any of these games surprised you so far, or any player or anything? Or what's just some of your first reactions to everything that's happened so far in the divisional round?
I'm just gonna say this: the two young dogs, quarterbacks are coming. They're up next right now. They got now in the NFL. I'm talking about Jordan Love and of course C.J. Stroud. The teams didn't win the game, but they showed you the type of talent that they had. Although C.J. did
100%.
struggle a lot. That's my biggest takeaway: to see those young bucks come up from the quarterback position and take the NFL by storm. I'm looking forward to see those guys in the future for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them too. They're both really, really good, and I'm happy for the Packers. They only got a quarterback over there. He can play, and man, y'all are gonna be good for a good little bit if they continue to improve.
Why?
That
Thank you.
you're welcome. You're very welcome. But the Ravens, though, I think they got it. I think they'll get out of here, but I think they'll get out of the Super Bowl, and we'll see. But let's get out of here, Rick. Thank you for joining me today on the new edition of SimWorld Today. Appreciate you. Thank you
For
all for
sure.
listening as always. And remember, SimWorld's the only place where you can see the game, be the game. We'll
And
see you tomorrow.
be the game. B1, you didn't let me say that. I'm a guest.
Ah, next time I got you.
This has been a presentation of SimWorld Sports.